liberate the minds of men, and ultimately you will liberate the bodies of men. Wise words from Jamaica's first national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Messiah Garvey, whose birthday would have been today. To celebrate, today's program is dedicated to giving you more information about this outstanding Jamaican legend. So stay with us for a liberating show.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me, this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. The food, the music, the culture, the people, the climate. Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, August 17. The economy grew by 1.8% for the April to June quarter this year. The figure was revealed by the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, at its quarterly press briefing on Thursday. According to Director General Dr. Wayne Henry, the growth is a result of improved weather conditions, which contributed to positive performance in industries such as agriculture, mining, and construction. The goods-producing industry recorded a 5.7% performance increase, with mining and quarrying and agriculture being among the strongest areas of growth. There was 0.5% growth in the services industry. PIOJ's Director General says the 1.8% growth marked the 14th consecutive quarter of positive performance for the country.
The forecast for calendar year 2018 is that growth will be in the range of 1.5% to 2.5%. And for fiscal year 2018-19, growth is projected to be within the range of 2% to 3%.
Education Minister Senator Roel Reid has announced an increase in the pass rate for students who sat mathematics and English language in this year's Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC. The CSEC results were officially released this week. Over 34,000 public school students sat the subjects, with just over 30,000 obtaining grades 1 to 3.
For English language, for the students who sat in the public schools, the grades 1 to 3 was 75.4%, and for math was 57.8%. But the results showed for math a very big movement, 7.6% jump in the pass rate for math.
Speaking yesterday at the National Exit Examination press conference, Minister Reid also revealed that male students achieved higher percentage passes than females in 2 subjects, biology and chemistry. He said that of the 32 subject areas, there were improved pass rates in 22. A town hall meeting is to be conducted on the Government Oval project planned for lands in and around the National Heroes Park. At Wednesday's quarterly press briefing, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the town hall meeting and other stakeholder consultations were geared at filling information gaps about the project.
I firmly believe that it is in the best interest of the country to have that area developed. No, we can't develop without the people. It was never the intention of the government to just go in and bulldoze and dislocate and remove people. But things require a process.
In May, a design competition was launched for the construction of the new Houses of Parliament building at Hero Circle. The project also envisions having 14 government ministries and agencies conveniently located in close proximity to each other. This is part of a larger development plan for the revitalization of the area to encompass 300 acres. The House of Representatives is to review the standing orders on its dress code for entering Gordon House when it resumes sittings in September. A week ago, Cabinet ordered the suspension of the long-standing practice of barring women wearing sleeveless attire from entering government buildings. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he will instruct Leader of Government Business in the lower house, Carl Samuda, to initiate a parliamentary committee to discuss the matter and bring it in line with government's direction.
Of course, there's going to be robust debate in Parliament, but I think that the general sentiment for which MPs should pay attention to is that we should align our policies to modern thinking.
100 acres of land in Spring Plain, Clarendon has been reserved to facilitate youth who are involved in agriculture. The announcement was made by Minister J.C. Hutchinson, who says 10 young people have been identified to receive the plots of land. This is part of government's mission to have all idle state lands under production. Minister Hutchinson says even more is being done to get youth involved in agriculture.
In St. Elizabeth, we are looking to acquire a large acreage of land, and that acreage of land, we are looking to have 150 acres earmarked for youth in agriculture.
Of this 150 acres, Minister Hutchinson says 50 will be for women involved in agriculture. He was addressing the launch of the Youth in Agriculture Village during the recently held Denbigh Agricultural Show in Clarendon. And finally, Culture Minister Olivia Grange has lauded the late Count Prince Miller for taking Jamaica's music to the world. The musician and actor passed away this week in the United Kingdom. Minister Grange says Count Prince Miller had a stature, a voice, a humor that made him the quintessential showman, pointing out that he was a recording artist and actor of note with the James Bond film Dr. No and the iconic record Mule Train among his work. The Culture Minister says she's very proud of the way Count Prince Miller represented the country on the world stage and offers condolences to his son Jean-Pierre. And Minister Grange also paid tribute to the late Queen of Soul Aretha Franklin, who visited Montego Bay in 1982 to perform at the Jamaica World Music Festival. The Queen of Soul died on Thursday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the hyping. You think I saw? We reach a the edge. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Imagine a tree without roots, not able to stand firm in the soil or produce fruit. What a waste. To not become rootless trees, you must have knowledge about your culture, your history, and your people. Watch now as we teach you about one of Jamaica's first set of free people and how some of their descendants are keeping their spirits alive.
June 23 will forever be an important day for Maroons in Jamaica. It's the day when all roads lead to the Charlestown Maroon Village in Portland for a very special occasion.
We want to recognize the day Caenwood signed the treaty, which is the 23rd of June, and also to honor our ancestor by, putting that out, showing that we appreciate what Caenwood done for us. And so one of the things that we do is educate people about Caenwood. So if you look inside, you can see different billboards with Caenwood information on them, different things setting up as a celebration or a come together for Caenwood or for the victory that Caenwood allowed us today so we can be free.
This year's 10th staging of the conference was held from June 21 to 24 under the theme Maroons and Indigenous Peoples Towards a Sustainable Future.
It's an annual conference, right? It's really anchored on June 23, and then we generally have, 2 to 3 days around it of scholarly panels and reasonings, cultural performances, as well as a variety of different activities for children and family.
This July 23, the first activity of the program was an opening ceremony and Taino call to the sacred directions. Then it was time to present gifts to the ancestors.
Come and see. We have put fruit. We have put the beautiful altar to say, we know you're alive in the world of spirit. We know that you're alive in the world of the ancestors. And today we honor you.
And now I am in the wellness area where there's yoga happening and some youths are full joy in that.
You're now creating a triangle with your body. You're pressing the hips up. You're reaching your chest back. All right.
So we make body products and some foods under the brand Our Gourmet, which is taking old stuff that we know into a new gourmet style, like our jackfruit preserve and our mango coconut preserve, plus we use authentic Jamaican ingredients to make soaps, body butters, body oils, lip butters.
And what are these products made of?
Coffee, ganja, honey, charcoal, turmeric, neem, lemongrass, lavender.
And if patrons ever got tired of the Portland Riverside, a wide variety of craft stalls, information booths, and performances were available in Asafu Yard.
Today we are talking about the spiritual uses of plants, and so we are talking about using baths, used as washes for houses, using for smudging, for cleansing. For example, in a bath, you can put rosemary, you can put cerasee, you can put leaf of life, mints. Depends on what you want it to do. But a lot of the medicines that Mother Earth has provided for us can be used for cleansing.
And just when you think it can't get any better, a whole variety of natural crops and produce were there to choose from fruits to warm, freshly prepared meals. What's a Maroon festival and conference without authentic Jamaican food?
Will I present you with this jelly, my brother?
All in all, it was a day filled with fun, food, and fellowship for the young and old. It involved learning, supporting, and indulging in a rich cultural heritage.
This is my third year at the festival, and I'm just very proud to see that this has been going on for 10 years, and it's constantly growing, and it's constantly giving you good vibes, and so I wish it all the best, and I advise anyone who is in Jamaica this time of year to come on out to the Maroon Festival.
Thank you all for continuing the celebration of this rich and vibrant part of our history, our heritage, and be rest assured that at the Ministry of Culture, we will continue to give support because we understand that we must safeguard the vestiges of our history.
Marcus Garvey, a man whose name resonates on the lips of people all across the world. He is known for establishing the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, in 1914, which aims to improve the conditions of black people at home and abroad. Here's more about the life story and works of the man who once said, "If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life."
A people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots.
No one remember old Marcus Garvey. No one remember.
A boy of humble beginnings,
taking his first steps towards a life decorated and defined by the search for a proud black identity. The journey began on August 17, 1887, in a rural district nestled in the Garden parish of St. Anne, where the union of a mason and a domestic worker birthed a living legacy of black self-empowerment.
When you hear him describe his mother, Sarah Jane Garvey, she had a different kind of influence on him. I think that he inherited a lot of her sense of compassion.
Marcus also inherited much from his father, Marcus Mosiah Garvey Sr. Together, his parents gave him a strong foundation, starting at 32 Market Street in St. Anne's Bay. The Universal Negro Improvement Association, the Pan-African Movement, the Negro Factories Corporation, the Black Star Liner Shipping Company, all symbols of achievement to which Garvey could lay claim. But his life was more than the public platform familiar to most. Garvey was equal parts Pan-Africanist and father, equal parts orator and husband, scholar and son, national hero and lifetime student. As a young boy, Garvey developed a love of reading, first from his father's private library, and later the more extensive collection of his godfather Alfred Burroughs. An apprenticeship with Burroughs at age 14 provided a platform for literary expression through the printing press. It's an influence that would find expression in several newspaper developments and publications throughout Garvey's life. Even as he trod the path of visionary, philosopher, and scholar, Marcus Garvey was a family man. After a long courtship, he married Amy Ashwood in a private Catholic church ceremony, followed by an elaborate public ceremony and reception at Liberty Hall on Christmas Day, 1919. The union didn't last. But Garvey found love and family life again with his longtime secretary, Amy Jakes. The two married in July 1922 and had two sons, Marcus Jr. and Julius.
You can see letters that they wrote to each other when his sons were in Jamaica and he was in England. He has nicknames for them. He speaks to them the same way a loving father would speak to any child.
From the dirt tracks in a small rural community to a global stage promoting change, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey was the epitome of ambition.
When you look at his background versus what he was able to achieve in a very, very short time period, you have to recognize that it was ambition that was driving him. But most importantly, he had ambition, not just for himself, but for people of his race. He wanted black people to be liberated in every sense of the word, not just physically, but mentally, economically, socially, and so on.
On June 10, 1940, a nation lost a hero. Humanity lost a world changer. Marcus Garvey was finally laid to rest in 1964 in Jamaica after 52 short years. The man from St. Anne's Bay had given black people a new way of looking at themselves. He'd told them to embrace their identity, that they could achieve anything.
Respecting yourself, how you carry yourself is very important. You hear me, young men? We take for granted oftentimes as men that people judge you before you even open your mouth. From they look at you, they form a perception. They make up their minds about you. So the question is, when they look at you, what do they see? Understand you might not always agree, but you can respect somebody else's view.
Respect my life.
Respect my dad.
Yeah, man, respect.
It doesn't take anything to be respectful. And you can never tell the impact you will have just by saying good morning. Please, thank you.
Respect.
Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will. Garvey said it. He preached it, he believed it, and envisioned it. He sought to instill in us a spirit of independence, confidence, and pride. His teachings have undoubtedly enabled us to become a free nation, one that celebrates 56 years of independence this year. Next, we bring you highlights of the August celebrations, including never-before-witnessed scenes from Independence Village at National Arena and the Western Gala in Montego Bay.
Once we can find the old-time Jamaican, you know that sweet, sweet Jamaican. Sweet, sweet Jamaican, no left ya. Hockey and me saltfish,
We not left ya.
Breadfruit and banana,
We not left ya.
coconut and run.
We not left ya.
No left for ya, nah left ya. Come on. No left for ya, nah left ya. Blue Mountain Peak, nah left ya. Cool breeze make me sleep, nah left ya. Need me flour dumpling, nah.
Hello everyone, we're here at the Independence Village at the National Arena where we have lots of stalls with craft items, delicious food and lots of games for the children.
Nah left ya. If we ever go to Africa, nah left ya. Come on.
And how can we forget the Independence Kiddies Village, which had a host of games and rides for children and grandchildren.
It's fun. I am out here with my grandson, my daughter, my son-in-law, and I'm enjoying it.
We're enjoying ourselves, and I just brought my son here, and we just had a train ride. It was fun. I know they're not used to having this experience anymore, so a little model of it is really good, and I think the whole celebration is just an awesome day.
And now we bring you highlights of the most anticipated celebratory event, the Grand Gala, right here at National Stadium in Kingston, and for the second time at the Dump Up Beach in Montego Bay.
Let me start that one here. Like how Martin Luther King would have started. My dream, my dream, my dream, my dream, my dream. Tell you my dream is to live my dream. Hear the most I in me sleep when me sleep. Tell you my goal, my goal, my goal. All of my goal is to reach my goal. Live a happy life, put it on me headstone. Nobody no fi cry over me dead. Look at me now, when them treat me less than gold. Put me in a box like a rectangle. Oh oh, look at me now.
It's an amazing experience. I love it. It's my second time and it's getting better every
All these dancers on the field, they are drawn from about 20 communities, the Poverty area and the place of St. Catherine. All of these youngsters never danced before, but we had workshops and classes where they all learned to dance. So at the end of all of this, they would have benefited. Lord, I pray, I honor your name, deliver your mercy. Whenever I'm wrong, you lift me up. Glory to thee.
Overall, I would say that the events this year have been well supported, and I thank Jamaica for coming out and supporting us.
When I look and see the outpour of people that is coming out, that is to show you, regardless of our challenges, we are still happy and we are still a united
We are children and we have rights. We have a right to be protected,
Provided for.
and included. Don't beat me up, don't belittle me, and please don't molest me. I am under 13. I should not be working for a living. That is child labor. It is illegal. Start leaving me alone. I am too young to provide for myself. I need your guidance.
Protect our nation's children. They have rights too. To learn more about children's rights, call or visit the offices of the Child Development Agency.
Minister of State for Education, Youth and Information, Floyd Green, recently shared with us some back-to-school tips that will not only help parents during this stressful preparation period, but will ultimately benefit their children. Watch now as his words remind us of how we can all make Jamaica a better place to raise our children.
Back to school can be a very stressful time for parents, for students. I think one, parents have to remember that they always have to encourage their children during this time, especially if they're starting a new school. Those transitions between primary school to secondary school, between secondary school and university, and even changing schools can be very, very nerve-wracking on a child, and oftentimes they internalize those issues and it becomes compounding where the parent is stressed, the child is stressed. So I say to our parents, encourage your children.
Our land has been suffering from immorality.
This is Ibo Cooper of Third World, lecturer at Edna College, chairman of Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, saying to Jamaica, whether young or old, look around you and see what you have right throughout the year. I have now filled out 9 passports with traveling, and I've been to every corner of the earth, and there are people who would want what we have. They beg me to come to Jamaica because right now in the Middle East is war. Right now in the north is ice. We have a beautiful place. Please preserve it. Love one another. Like what my granny did tell me, to love people. The lady who don't have nothing to eat, a shut in, make sure she's alright. The people them who can walk like me and you, make sure them alright. I see a youth the other day try to rob a blind man. My youth, what you do? We couldn't do them thing there. Help the blind. Help the pregnant lady. Love, you can't beat it.
Unfortunately, we've come to the end of today's Jamaica Magazine. But remember, you can re-watch our show on our website, jis.gov.jm. You may also send us a tweet at JIS News or email us at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey. Remember, God and nature first made us what we are, and then out of our creative genius, we make ourselves what we want to be. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.